So yeah, so that's good. So this is, again, this is a kind of an awareness film. So I don't know kind of where your roles are. So I've just put this in case anyone's kind of doing a marketing role for maybe a charity. If anyone's working, no one working like as a marketing apprentice in a charity? No? So, excuse me, awareness films are much more kind of raising a profile of a company. So everything else really up till now has been product or service. This is very much about what someone does. So this is for Brighter Futures, who look after homeless people. They rung us on the Monday, and I think they wanted it to show during the Stoke-Everton game on the big screen on the Saturday. So we had a week to do all of this because they were doing a big homeless appeal during that match for a big sleep out. So things like the ones before, the more as a producer or a filmmaker, the more you can have complete control of everything, much, much better. So like, you know, the clip, shooting at the guy's house, using the guy's cleaner, using his products, all easy stuff because you can just shut the door and have complete lockdown. This film, we're going out on the streets and filming homeless people. Tough, as you can imagine. You know, some of them don't want to be filmed at all. So obviously the charity had to quickly find out who was going to be, you know, semi-cool with being like shot on the streets. And then also we did interviews. There's two types of interviews that we're going to later. There's a kind of offset one, which the guy in the boring NHS film was doing. So like talking off camera. This style I think is much more powerful for, well, types of stuff like this. That 24 hours in A&E are doing it loads at the moment. So it's an effect. You think they're looking right down the lens. But what you do is you just set it back and just talk from behind. So even though it looks like they're just talking, all of this was driven by question and answer. Okay? So I'll show some of this. I won't show it all because again it's pretty long. But bearing in mind we had a week, bearing in mind lots of these people didn't want to talk on camera. So going from what was easy, a real easy shoot, complete control, to something that was like, you know, a nightmare.
I was sleeping in doorways, flats, squats and everything.
It drags all day, you do nothing to do, you just try to find things to do. Obviously you go robbing and that because you've got no food or...
Yeah, I self-harmed, like, on the streets, but, like, I had to because, like, yeah, nobody would help me, and I'm only young, and, yeah, basically.
Oh, horrible. Makes you feel like you're worthless. You feel like there's no point of being here because, you know what I mean, you haven't got no stability or anything. And it's horrible.
Yeah, it can happen to anybody. Everybody's on, well, there's quite a few on the streets lately now, and it can happen to anybody.
I really thought that I've got to live like this all my life, but then, like, Brighter Futures come along, and Brighter Futures kind of saved my life.
Okay, well, Rough Sleepers team are a proactive team, so they're funded through the council to provide an outreach service really to people that are living on the streets.
They give you the support. They talk to you about your problems and try help you if they can, like, and yeah, they do really good work for you. If they can help you, they will do.
Brighter Futures exists for people who've got a number.
Completely different. Only works for some sectors, obviously. Charity works really well, but very powerful if you obviously can get it right. You know, other remits were, I think it had to be 90 seconds, absolutely on the button. So you know, again, that's quite a challenge when you're talking to kind of 4 or 5 people. Lots of information there. So sometimes you know, lots of people say, oh, just shoot as much as you can. Sometimes it's shoot for the edit. Because if you let people talk loads and loads and loads and loads, it actually makes your life as an editor even harder, because you're trying to get, obviously we had a good opportunity for lots of cutaways, but if we didn't, you know, we'd have been a bit, you know, it'd have been a bit tricky to cut out a lot of that information. I think we're going to do a slightly longer edit for them, because a lot of good stuff was missed out, but again, you obviously have to work to brief, which I guess we're going to now.